Hey guys, video service information here. Today we're looking at a 2015 Chevy Silverado 2500. The vehicle's got around 124,000 miles on it. It has the 6-liter engine. And the transmission is a 6L90 transmission. The customer was stating that the transmission was shifting hard, slips and bangs into gear, and they stated the check engine light is on. Went ahead and scanned the transmission control module and we found a P0741 code, which is a torque converter clutch stuck off code. Went ahead and pulled the dipstick on the transmission, and we did notice the transmission fluid is dark and it had some clutch material in the fluid. Went on a road test with the customer on this one and did verify that it was shifting hard and banging into gear. And we had a torque converter shudder around 35 miles an hour uphill under a slight load. There is a TSB. Go ahead and pull it up here for you guys. On transmission. Scroll up to the top here. The bulletin number is a 19 NA 153. It's a TSB for that diagnostic code that I previously talked about, the P0741 code. And the range vehicles that it falls under. For the cause of one, it basically states that this condition may be caused by damaged turbine shaft front bushing, which is 218. Get that circled for you here. 218. In vehicles with less than 7,000 miles on it, but this vehicle's got, like we said, over 100,000 miles on it. So we'll go over the cause too. The condition may be caused by damaged clutch friction material in the torque converter in vehicles with mileage over 30,000 miles. Basically, it tells you to check your line pressure check, monitor the vehicle torque converter on road tests. You can see if the RPMs are fluctuating in and out of torque converter lockout. Then that you know that the torque converter is slipping. Basically got this all verified, these steps here. Went ahead and dropped the transmission pan, and you can see here in this TSB metal built up on the magnet. And I'll go back over to the truck so you can see what we found in this truck here. Also, if I didn't mention, guys, on the road tests, get the transmission fluid up to 185 degrees. And you can go to the settings and display this on the information center on the instrument cluster, and it'll show you the transmission temperature. So we got the fluid nice and hot, and that's when our symptoms were occurring regularly. So went ahead and got that transmission pan dropped. And we found excessive metal buildup on that magnet. Basically what it showed in the bulletin. And we could also see some brass material in the fluid in that metal debris. Here's the metallic debris here, another picture of it. So going back over to that bulletin, basically exactly what we found. It says torque converter replacement, remove the transmission oil pan, inspect the magnet, excessive metal accumulation, which we found that. So the transmission is going to have to come out of this and taken apart, unless the customer opts to get just a remanufactured unit and doesn't want to rebuild this one. Do be a cost analysis versus rebuild versus replace. With this amount of mileage on it, definitely going to recommend replacing the transmission, but it's going to be ultimately up to the customer. And the TSB just basically tells you to inspect the pump. They consider this top pump image here normal wear, and the bottom one excessive wear, and tell you to replace the pump. And it goes down through the list of items: torque converter, rotor, pump, housing, fluid cover, and all that stuff. Just remember on these transmission guys, it doesn't really matter what vehicle you have, anything. Remember to change the fluid in the transmission. I see a lot of these trucks every day, and this one in particular, the transmission fluid's never been changed in it with 120,000 miles on it. Just so it looked at one the other day and had around 98,000 miles. Went through the service history, and the fluid's never been changed on it. Definitely recommend replacing the transmission fluid around 40,000 miles. 2,500 severe duty. If you're towing a lot, even less than that, 30,000 miles would be great. I appreciate you guys watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to get notified every time I put up a new video. Have a nice day.